Hello everyone. I'm Heather. This is Anwen. Okay, wait. We'll do again, yeah? You say your own name.
Okay.
Okay, ready? You ready? Hi everyone. I'm Heather.
And I'm Anwen.
That was better. I thought that was good. Okay, it is now the 7th day of Shorty September. It's actually the 6th. It's the night of the 6th, and I have to cheat a bit because tomorrow I'm gonna go out for food and stuff with my friends from 4 when I finish work. And I'm a bit worried that I won't be able to read the whole book in the space of just the day. So I'm cheating a bit, but we'll call it the 7th day of Shorty September for logistical purposes. Today / tomorrow's project for Shorty September is The Cormorant by Stephen Gregory. I'm actually sort of excited about this one. I feel like it's going to be super creepy. It takes place in North Wales, and I live in South Wales, so I'm counting that as hometown, like a book, like the prompt for a book that takes place where you live. I'm not 100% sure wholly what this is about, but it says on it, an artful first novel reminiscent of the tales of Poe, builds an atmosphere of nightmarish horror and a tale that could become a classic. So I'm taking that to mean that the bird in this book, the cormorant, is evil, I think. So the idea is that this family, they inherit a house in North Wales and they go to live there. But a stipulation of the will for them to have the house is that they have to take care of this rescued cormorant that the guy rescued and kept as a pet. But anyway, we shall see.
So you breathe, and in your head, if you feel angry or sad or whatever feeling, you're the balloon will carry the box away, and then you'll always feel happy. I mean, not always, it's just that if you breathe loads of times, the balloon will float away with the angry or sad, and then you'll have nothing to worry about, or don't be angry or don't be sad.
How do you get the feelings in the box?
The seagulls carry the feelings in the wings, and then they put them in the box, and then they put sellotape on it, and then they wrap the balloon on it, and then the wind gets stronger and stronger and then blows the balloon away.
Okay, what kind of feelings go into the box?
If you're sad, the feeling sad goes in it. If you're angry, the angry thing goes in it. And if you're scared, scared goes in it.
Okay, and what's this to do with breathing again?
So you have to breathe in order to your breathe is the wind. So you have to breathe, and then it makes stronger wind every time you breathe.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's good, huh, this one?
I like it.
Yeah? Agreed. It worked, though. She's got the kitten and 90 plus spare kilos of extremely unsettling lab-cloned pseudo-meat to prove it. Y'all, what the fuck even is a cormorant? I don't even know now. I thought I knew, but I apparently don't have any idea. Cormorant. A cormorant. Oh, shit. It's like a kind of sort of goose, like a crane type situation, like a heron thing. God, listen to me. I know nothing about birds. Okay, so I've made a good dent in this book now. I feel like that should be a good enough of a head start, but I don't know. This might end up being the first day I don't finish a book, which is fine. It's fine. So far, it's not so creepy, actually. It's just basically that they are keeping a terrible pet. Keeping a cormorant, a really wild, massive bird for our pet, it's just a generally terrible idea. It's pecking at them, and it's dangerous. It's not particularly evil, and nothing particularly bad is happening. It's just clearly it's obvious that this is just a terrible pet. The reason that the uncle kept it is because he saved it, and then he was like feeding it, like he rescued it, and then it made it so that the bird was unable to like feed itself. Like it had become dependent on him for food, so that's why they have to feed it. But other than that, like they should just let it go, because it's just a terrible pet. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Okay, I think I can see where this book is going now, right? The cormorant has killed the cat. And after he killed the cat, like, the guy and the cormorant were getting on pretty well. They're like, oh, this is like a weird pet and it's wild, but as long as I do this and this and this, like, we're cool with each other. This is my pet. He's funny, I like him. But then the cormorant killed the cat, right? And then the language that he used to describe, like, the interaction with the cormorant after he killed the cat was like, dark, grim, and like sort of like evil descriptions of the bird. They also have a toddler who's now walking around, and they talk a lot about the toddler, so I think I can see where this is going. Okay, so I said yesterday that they found my ring, right, at the pub. So they messaged me and they said they were able to get it. So now I have to go into town today after work to get it from them. And now I'm like, well, what should I bring with me when I go? I can't show up empty-handed. Like, they've done me a solid. They didn't have to be cool like that. So, like, normally my go-to sort of, like, thank you for this type of thing is booze, Thank you so much, here's wine. Thank you so much, here's whiskey, or whatever, you know what I mean? Or, like, food, like, I'd make them food, but they obviously have more booze than they need, Like, that wouldn't really be a very good present. And also, they can't really eat food made for them by a stranger, can they? Like, especially in COVID. Like, so, now what should I bring as, like a thank you present? I don't even know. Like, what do you get your, friendly neighborhood gay bar staff when they've done you a solid? I'm wondering, now hear me out on this, should I get them a houseplant? Okay. I know this sounds weird, but also it's so lovely in there. It's like a very like old school Victorian pub, They've got lovely sort of like pictures on the wall and everything. Something would go lovely right next to all that stuff. Like just a nice little green plant, Is that weird? Acquired another weird book while out walking for lunchtime. This one is about deadbeat Kevin Jones, who finds himself kidnapped to an alternative reality where Wales is the single global superpower. It's like some sort of weird, funny, sci-fi, local Welsh sort of book. This is weird. I think I'm into it. Holy shit, it got one! Almond's carnivorous plant actually caught a fly. We've had it for ages and it's never done it before, but look. You've done it. Good job, mate. Okay. I finished the cormorant. Okay. I'm left with the impression that the author is really good. I really like the author. I like the style of writing. I like the characters and everything like that. And it is like slow build spooky, and I quite like that. Like, I don't like sort of obvious slasher type horror as much as just like a sort of creepy, sort of unsettling build up, and that's what this is. So I enjoyed that part of it. I think what has me like thinking I don't know how I feel about this book is the ending. I think maybe the ending like wasn't as good as I was hoping. Something about the ending has made me feel a bit like, I don't know, let down. I don't know, like it could have had more in it. I don't know, it sort of just ended quite suddenly. Anyway, I'm also a bit confused about what has happened. I understand that it like takes a bit of like interpretation from you to sort of like think about, oh, do you think this happened? Do you think this happened? But also I do think that there is some genuine confusion in there. Like I've missed something. I'm gonna have to think about this a bit more, I think. I need to have like several days digestion of the story. But I will say there is enough like violence of bird on person and person on bird, and relatively also some child like victim violence that will keep me from watching the movie, I think. Like, I'm for a movie. I'm for, like, you know, a scary movie or anything. But I think, like, animals and children are sort of like my, you know, my deal breaker type things. Like, I can't cope, especially in a movie. Like, in a book, it's bad enough, you know, and I can deal with it. But in a movie, I just can't. So I won't be watching the movie. Just to know that. But I will say, other things that Stephen Gregory has written, I think he's written other stuff. I'm going to have a look. I don't think I enjoyed this one that much, but I can tell from the writing and the characters and everything that this author, for me, is worth trying again with something else. I think tomorrow's project, I'm just gonna go for an audiobook. It's the only audiobook on my list of books, like my TBR for the Shorty September. But I feel like tomorrow's gonna be a good go for it. That is My Name Is Why by Lem Sissay. I think this is just a memoir about a kid who was raised in care in England, and found out, like, after he'd become an adult and was given access to his records, that his name wasn't actually Norman or something. Like, his name is, I think, Ethiopian, or something, because his mother was actually from Ethiopia, his birth mother. Anyway, I think it's going to be good. Loads of people have said it's really good, and I saw the author talking about it in a video from Hay Festival, like a Hay Festival video thing. Anyway, thank you for watching. So this is a bit weird. If you have any questions for me at all, any comments, any things to add in, please let me know. Bye 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 bye.